All of the family stuff.
Appreciate that. All right, Chambers County Court Commissioners Court come to order. Regular meeting of the court on Tuesday, November 12th, 2024, 9:30 a.m. County Courtroom, Manawak, Texas, now 9:37 a.m. You'll all rise. First one, you lead the plate.
Move out for Gabby's business. We led by direction. Lord, please keep all in prayers. Will continue to allow the bills covered. Allow all those unnamed that are struggling.
Amen. Join us in the pledge. Pledge allegiance
to the flag of the United States of America, and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Honor the Texas flag. I pledge allegiance to thee, Texas, one state, under God, one indivisible.
So it's the day after Veterans Day. I went to a third grade presentation. Barbara Hill is really, really neat. They did a great job. We got any veterans in the courtroom? Stand up.
Thank you for your service.
Lauren, you got citizen comments? 1.1.
You have them.
I do. Oh, okay. All right, Linda Murphy. Linda here. Wish to ask the court's permission to install a LED light message board sign at the community building. A lot.
She didn't get here.
LED. It's there. They want to put an LED board. Good morning, Paul.
Good morning, Judge.
You have 3 minutes to make a citizen comment, and I don't have a timer, so lunch got to get.
I just have
I got the timer, Judge.
Good morning, Judge, Commissioners. My name is Paul Locke. I serve as Director of Local Government Relations for CenterPoint Energy. Here today on agenda item number 10, on behalf of CenterPoint Energy and our foundation, I would like to thank the Chambers County OEM for working with us to make today happen. We are committed to working with community leaders and our Office of Emergency Management partners across our footprint to improve resiliency for all of our customers. This is one of 21 generators that we are donating across our footprint, and we plan to have your mobile generator delivered to you by June 1st, 2025, which is the opening day of hurricane season. Thank you again, Judge, Commissioners, and Ryan in the Office of Emergency Management. Thank you.
Stay there. We'll go and go to that item.
Thank you, Paul.
All right, 10.1, discuss and consider accepting donation of 125K trailer mounted generator from CenterPoint Energy. Ryan, anything you want to say? Other than thank you?
Yeah, thank you. No, that's the donation. The donation agreement is what was put on agenda for approval, and if approved, then we'll sign it and get it to their people.
Motion by Commissioner Tice.
Second.
Second by Commissioner Hammond. Those in favor?
Yes.
Of course, everybody said yay. Thank you, Paul. We appreciate it.
Thank you, Paul.
Oh,
All right, back to citizens' comments. And one for Don Moses is here. As we'll be giving public comments. Travis Allen. Public comment issues. Travis Allen's not here. One is done. 1.2, discuss and consider approving delinquent tax fine and fee report presented by Purdue, Brandon, Fielder, Collins, and Mott LLP. Good morning, LT.
Good morning.
Glad to have you this morning.
Thank you, Judge. Thank you, Commissioners,
Thank you.
for the opportunity. I'm Otilia Gonzalez with Purdue Brandon, your delinquent tax collection firm. Thanks for the opportunity to come update you on everything we've been doing to collect your delinquent taxes since our last report, which was in April of this year. Some quick highlights. We have on December 3rd a tax sale coming up and a tax docket on the same day. So it will be a busy day, but the publication should be going out shortly for members of the public who are interested in knowing what will be available. Now, turning to our collection report, which you all have a copy of, I'll turn your attention first, please, to the total tax base of $1.1 million. That's your total outstanding tax base for all years. The next couple of slides, excuse me, look at that number in different ways and different categories. So the first chart shows us the account breakdown chart, excuse me, of those dollars. The biggest difference this time of year is what's in action pending. That's standard for this time of year. We were just assigned a new delinquent tax year, that being the 2023 year. So that category is always the largest this time of year. Those are accounts we are trying to reach people on. We have started using email to reach out to people, send them correspondence, send them statements if they request, and had pretty good success with reaching people that way. And then, of course, the other breakdown of accounts by status. The next page shows you that same $1.1 million by dollar range. That helps us make sure we are working the roll all the way down to these smaller accounts. The third page shows the age of your delinquent dollars. The largest category, 36%, being the most recent year that was assigned to us. The next page are the slides where we show you our year-to-date collection. We go back only a couple of years to show you the progress. I'll go over just how to read the first one and then let you look at the rest at your leisure. But the first page is the 2018 tax year. And those tax bills went out October 1, 2017. They were due upon receipt. Whatever wasn't paid by February 1 of 2019 went delinquent, penalty and interest attached at a statutory rate. And then what was remaining delinquent July 1 of 2019 was $509,000. That's what was turned over to us for that year. So we went to work using our tools, our phone callers, our research skills, trying to find people, encourage them to pay their taxes or get into a payment agreement as appropriate with the tax office. And if not, then file in suit as needed and pursuing it that way. So you see over the progress of 5 and about a quarter years, because this is through the end of September of 2024, we have collected 94%, which translates to $479,000 of that initial $509,000. So that is basically how to interpret the next couple of slides. And if I could please turn your attention to the most recent year, which is 2023. So that's what the amount was remaining delinquent July 1 of 2024 was $694,000. And I want to back up here a bit because that $694,000 represents less than 1% of the county's levy of what was remaining delinquent. In previous years, that percentage of what was still delinquent was a little closer to 1.5% to 2.5%. And I think that's a testament to Ms. Payton and her team, who do a very good job of trying to reach out to people, work with people, get them to pay their taxes before they become delinquent or too delinquent, certainly. So we see for 2023, at the time this report was run, which was through the end of September, we were at 31.03%. Collected $215,000. I do have an update because we received the October report. So that amount is actually up to 41.26 through the end of October. Do you all have any questions about the tax collection portion before we move to the fine and fee?
Questions? Come on.
Thank you. The next graph is our fine and fee collection report. This is a historical graph looking at all of the delinquent items, fine and fee, that come from your justice courts throughout the county. We have broken them down by court, and then the next columns look at the total amount of turnover by dollar amount and item. You see what's been cleared through cash and non-cash means, and that's because the judge has the authority to help someone deal with their outstanding fine or fee through a cash, or sometimes a non-cash means, which is community service, jail time, a reduction in the amount, or a waiver. It's at their discretion. So our job with the fine and fee collection is to find people, to use our resources, find people, encourage them to go to the court and take care of their business there. So that's why we track cash and non-cash resolution. And then total amount cleared, as well as address correction, letters mailed, phone changes, and phone contacts. We keep our database, try to keep it up to date and active so we can find people. The next page, we take one of the justice courts and do a little extra analyzing. This report we've picked Judge Cryer in JP6 and looking at the top accounts by zip code. And if you can see the first number, 77521, there are 195 delinquent items that total approximately $97,000 in that one zip code. So that's sort of how to read that chart. The next page looks at top 10 bad addresses by zip code in the JP6 jurisdiction. And those are not lost accounts. Those are just accounts we send back to our address research folks to give it another try and try to come up with something better to reach the person who owes the fine or the fee. And then, of course, the last chart, coast to coast, where people have come through JP6, owe a fine or a fee, and we are aware of them and trying to track them down. Do you all have any questions?
My truck driver.
Well, thank you very much for your business. We appreciate the opportunity to work for the county, and if there's anything we can do better for you, please let me know.
Thank you, ma'am. We
All right.
appreciate
Thank
it.
you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
A motion to accept the report.
Motion, so moved.
Motion by Commissioner Tynes, second by Commissioner Gore. Questions, comments? Those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed, motion carries. Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you.
4.1, discuss, consider change order number 10 for Texas Materials Gulf Coast, the amount of $31,400 for a crash cushion along Kilgore Parkway. Good morning, Zach.
Morning, Judge. Good morning, Commissioners. Yes, so this is just to add a crash cushion attenuator along Kilgore Parkway. It's going to tie into a barrier wall at one of the crossings. This is a design error from Freeze and Nichols on the guardrail tie-in. This crash cushion attenuator just basically sits on the shoulder. It does the same purpose as the guardrail, just in a different location, tying it into the concrete.
So moved, Judge.
First by Commissioner Dagley, second by Commissioner Tynes. Any questions? Those in favor? Opposed, motion carries. 4.2, discuss and consider approving a master service agreement with Johnson, Miriam and Thompson for inspection service for New Point Road, $254,690.56.
Okay, yes, so this is just to use JMT for short as the inspecting company for Needle Point Parkway, or Needle Point Road, and then Chambers Parkway Canal Crossing. They're also offering us Procore with this deal. It is at 6% of the total construction. And if y'all remember from Dannenbaum area, that was about 14% for inspection cost.
So moved.
First by Commissioner Dagley, second by Commissioner Tynes. Any questions? Those in favor? Opposed? Motion carries. 4.3, discuss and consider accepting an easement from Goose Creek ISD for the extension of the Kilgore drainage system.
Ryan, do you want to take this one? I could take it.
No, I'll take it. This is just south of the track we own on the south line of proposed Chambers Parkway, Gordon Spear Parkway improvement project. The county and the school district went in several years ago and bought this
Yes.
large tract of land in the on the east line of the tract of our tract. There's going to be a road easement that we set aside to get access to the future school that Goose Creek will be building. On the west side of the tract, Goose Creek was agreed to set aside an extension of our Kilgore Drainage Channel. So it's part of that whole Chambers Parkway, Gordon Spear Parkway expansion project. We're expanding the capacity of the channel. So this is just Goose Creek donated this part of the agreement, and this is just accepted.
Motion by Commissioner Tice. Second by Commissioner Hammond. Questions? In favor? Opposed? Motion carries. 4.4, discuss and consider purchasing 5 tracks off of Gordon Spear Chambers Parkway within the limits of Highway 146, Coastal Water Authority Canal, in the amount of $665,809.71 for Gordon Spear Chambers Parkway Road extension.
So this should be the last 5 pieces that will be purchased for the right of way. For Chambers Parkway, this is just to go on and get it closed out on the right of way side, pretty much.
Motion by Commissioner Tice, second by Commissioner Gore. Questions?
Build a road.
Build a road, Brian.
I agree. Those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Carried. Thank you, Zach.
Thank you,
y'all.
Zach.
5.1, discuss and consider adopting resolution authorizing the submission of Texas Community Development Block Grant Program application to the Texas Department of Agriculture for Community Development Fund. Sam is not here. If everybody else is here or not, or anybody else here? Very descriptive. Motion by Commissioner Gore, second by Commissioner Tice. Any questions for Lauren? Those in favor? Aye. Opposed? Motion carries. 6.1, discuss and consider approving the purchase of decorative stone for the Fort Anahuac Fort outline in the amount of $9,650 from Chase's Yard Care and Landscape. So moved. Motion by Commissioner Gore. Second by Commissioner Tice. Don, anything?
No, sir, I think it'll be a good addition to the park. Right now, I think the outline right now is car stops, so adding this stone will be a lot more prettier.
Prettier.
Is that microphone not working?
Hello? Yeah, that's working. So.
iPhone. Yeah, that's what's here now.
All right, got a motion second. Any other questions, comments? Those in favor? Opposed? Motion carries. 7.1, discuss, consider, approve funding for courthouse exterior moisture intrusion treatments to be contracted through Liquitech Inc. at an amount of $91,009. All right,
Yes, good morning,
good morning.
Judge, Commissioners. As many of us know, some don't, we've done some extensive repairs to the 3rd floor of the courtroom. Liquitech is very well thought. They provided a treatment almost 8 years ago, and it held up almost 2 years beyond its warranty. But the gray lady's hurting. We need some of it's testing. Some of it be a treatment to the actual face of the building, all the walls. And I think it's money well spent.
Yes.
So moved.
Motion by Commissioner Hammond, second by Commissioner Gore. Questions? Those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed, motion carries. 7.2, discuss the city going out for bids to demo Pine Island building, subject formal bidding process. Mike?
Yeah, Kay brought this to my attention. The building is basically empty. If we do nothing else, I think we need to pull the plug on the power. I went by there Friday afternoon. Lights still on, AC still running. Doors open. I think we need to at least take it upon ourselves, if nothing else, to lock this building down. It is in bad shape.
We don't have a purpose for it.
I'm sorry?
We don't have a purpose for it.
Not to my knowledge. That's up for your y'all's discretion.
We could use it as another community building or something like that, I mean, if it's good enough shape. I'm always looking for buildings. Always have people wanting to rent facilities.
The most recent round of storms did some damage to the roof.
We didn't even use it for the election. Horrible.
Yeah. In several spots on the outside of the building, the brick is cracked. The roof is in disrepair. The last storm that came through pretty much handled the roof.
So your question go out for bids for demo?
Yes.
So move. We go build something new.
Motion by Commissioner Hammond, second by Commissioner Gore. Questions? Yes, ma'am. I don't know, Mike.
Maintenance doesn't have the funds.
Even how much it is. Yeah, we'll find it somewhere. Can't.
We gotta have it before we go out to bid.
Aaron?
Let's find out what that number is. Until we get that number, we're gonna be kicking a can down the road on making a decision. Eagles.
There's money there, would it? That answers the question.
General fund. Yes, sir.
All right, any other questions? Those in favor? Opposed? Motion carries. 7.3, discuss consider Bradley House renovations and additional options moving forward. That's 608 Miller Street.
So, we've been kind of looking at this, and we come up with a new design, which we added on to the new library, which provides a little over 1,500 square foot of space, connected directly to the library. It has a separate entrance to it. It does give access to the training meeting room that's in the new library. Has a restroom in it, office space. Just another option versus trying to fix the Bradley house, which we have no idea how much it's gonna cost.
How many square foot, Tommy?
A little over 1,500, and then with being adjoined to the training conference room there, it provides another 300 square foot or so that they have access to. So,
Wow.
pretty nice, gives us a good lit up parking lot, and just, I don't know, seems like a lot better fit. I've talked to Cheryl. She seemed to kind of be in favor of it. I think maybe some of the other members of the historic commission not so much in favor of it, but anyway, we can build this and stay within the budget that we have for the current new library. So we know what that number's gonna be. So the thing that scares me about the Bradley house is we budgeted $400,000, and everybody's temperature right now is gonna be at least 600 better to get that thing in shape to use it. So
Do we have an environmental deck on that house as far as asbestos and things of that nature?
I don't think so.
Mike, we ain't done that.
No, we have not done that, but I mean, the house that old, it's
You're
assumed
gonna have
that your walls.
asbestos historically hard to find.
I mean, I spoke with Cheryl, she's not in favor of the new library, 100%.
Okay.
I spoke with her yesterday, sent me, she's 100% for the Bradley house. They want something with Thatcher to put their stuff in. I feel that we've already funded the money, we need to go on out and get bids first before we change direction.
I agree.
I need to know numbers, and I've asked Mike, get us the deal to go out for seal bids.
Have we
Cheryl,
already approved golf bids?
we've already approved the money. Time to go out.
So do approved golf bids on Friday?
I've got the narrative ready.
Yeah, I mean, I'd rather go ahead and proceed forward with that because I'm telling you, Cheryl and her group have got big plans for the house, how they can lay. Appreciate it, offer them. They're gonna still be close to the library, still be able to do functions with the library. They're just looking at the historical aspect of the house and the what it would add to the community with bringing in. I think we owe it to them to at least go out and get the bids, see where we're at. Already done it. I'd like to see where we're at on.
I think one of the things the library did was get more traffic.
I totally agree, but I mean,
So,
Did vote to approve to go.
I thought we did. We could wait on that process. How long, the library design?
The design's finished, and I'm, what I would propose to the court is regardless of what the museum does, the addition that we're talking about could absolutely be utilized for all sorts of things. I absolutely agree with Commissioner Hammond that this is a really good option for the museum. I do understand that the Historical Commission wants a historical home to have a historical commission out of, but at the end of the day, we got to be good stewards of taxpayer money. And $600,000, we're talking about saving the county $400,000 to $600,000 because we can build this addition onto the library. You have a captive audience during summer reading programs. You have a parking lot that can handle buses coming in and out for students and kids. You can't do that on Miller Street. You just can't park this. You have to park in the street. It's going to be. I mean, you can't get completely ADA compliant. You just can't. The asbestos. I mean, you're going to take it to the studs, and at the end of the day, what historical value does it happen if we take this thing to the studs and you have a frame left? I mean, I get it. I agree. Let's go out for bids and see. Maybe the bids are surprises. But at the end of the day, we're talking about saving $400,000 to $600,000 of money.
well, we can still come in under bid, go ahead and do the design and do the addition to the library. See where we do, go ahead and get bids.
Yeah, that was my long answer, Judge, saying I don't think it's going to hold us up in the library. I think
No, that was
I
my
think we
question.
should.
I agree. We should go ahead and do it.
We can absolutely find a spot in that library. It's going to be an absolute wonderful addition to it.
The intriguing part's also under one roof. Library.
Yeah.
Let's look at.
yeah, let's see if numbers come back. Go from there.
Okay, so no action on 7.3. 9.1, discuss consider approval for a change of occupancy permit from residential use to commercial use, Justin's Barber Shop, 15524 Old Irish Farm Road.
Good morning. This is one that was pulled last court. We've got some more information since then. The building does not sit in the plat subdivision, and the appraisal district has reclassified that piece of property as commercial, so I recommend.
So I appreciate all dollars' effort on this. So, but we sent the homeowner back to the tax appraisal district. And, they helped them with their part of it, so all that's done, so I don't have any objection, so move to approve.
Second.
Motion by Commissioner Hammond, second by Commissioner Tice. Question? In favor? Opposed? Motion carries. Thank you, Doug.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, darling.
We're down to consent. This might be a record. Precinct 1.
You good?
Precinct 2.
Oh, I want to make a correction.
Go ahead.
We're going out for, RFPs for the new soccer complex.
What number you got, maybe?
19.26. That's not Windy Park, that's gonna be an MOU with the Rice Festival as well, which I'm getting quotes and design and everything, and then I'm going to their board, showing what we have. And then, which I spoke with several of them, and they seem to all be on board with the new facility. But I just want to make sure it's not Windy Park. It'll be
It
on
says Cook
East
Park.
Chambers.
Yeah, it says good.
It's Cook Park.
So it's not good.
It's not Cook Park. It's on East Chambers Park.
Cool property.
Cool. And I spoke with multiple of them as well as Rice Fest. And I want to get all the design and everything to what it's gonna be, and then I'm gonna go to the board, Rice Festival board, as well as the East Chambers board. Down to.
Still going out for the
Yes.
RFPs?
I just want to make sure it's the right location.
So the question proposal is for new soccer complex, but it's the school property versus.
Yes, sir.
Precinct 2. Great.
1925. You wanna pull that out and vote on it? Vote no.
Yeah, we can vote on it separately.
Okay.
All right, 1925, approved going out for request for proposal for the installation of turf to the infield.
He's over. He's on
Jerk your
him.
way.
Thank you, Judge Moore.
Infield Jim Silva Sports Complex, Nanawag, Don McLeod Sports Complex and Cove. John, anything?
How does this benefit us going to search, John? Where do you go?
Beneficial, yeah, I think, beneficial is, cuts down on maintenance, cuts down on the, the dirt that we order. And it also improves, especially with the rainouts that we have, that we'll be able to play tournaments. We won't have to cancel so many tournaments. And it'll, canceling tournaments just cancels people coming into the county.
Is it opened up for multiple different leagues to be able to play on?
The turf would open it up to bringing baseball tournaments in now to both complexes, especially the softball ones. Because right now that Anahuac, a lot of the baseball guys don't want to come into Anahuac right now because there's no grass on it. It's just all dirt. So if we add the turf, you'd be getting baseball and softball tournaments now. We've talked about with no cleats. I don't think that's gonna be a big problem. Once the players and coaches know about it, just kind of a behavior. We know about the gum and the sunflower seeds, but if we didn't have staff there every day, every morning, I would see a concern for this. If we only had staff there 2 or 3 days a week, but we have staff at these complexes every morning. So, once they get there, they do the maintenance on the fields, and I just think it bring in a lot more tournaments, And I just think
No rain now.
yeah, no rainouts at all, no practice rainouts or nothing. And there's still maintenance on it. And we've talked to a couple people, especially at the Traps event last week. There is still maintenance on it with the sand that goes in it. $1 million is going to be close to get all 4 done. We talked to I've talked to numerous people, but we'll probably get 10 to 12 bids back because there are a lot of people that do this. So once we get all the bids back, we'll just look at it and go from there.
These tournaments are generally.
Big time, big time. I think we're booked up at the west side till the end of the year. And if you have, like I said, Anahuac, we have some baseball teams that are wanting to come in there, but with the dirt, they're just not right now. When I told them possibly turf, and they get more excited about it, especially bringing them. But if you go to the west side this weekend, just go to the west side Friday, Saturday, and Sunday night. I mean, it's packed. I mean, they're spending money in the county. And it's just a lot of people coming in and we're in a lot. I have 2 or 3 guys, or I have 1 or 2 guys on site at all times for the tournaments, and they're in a lot of great things. Of course, they want shade and this and that, but we're growing there. We're adding some batting cages. We've added the playground, which the playground, just go by there, it's packed with kids. So we're adding the restroom there. So I mean, these sports complexes are only going to get more crowded and better use. And I just think the turf. I mean, I understand vandalism, but I mean, that happens to everything. That happens everywhere. So without having to go out there and the maintenance will take care of a lot of it.
John, I want to ask you. Me and Commissioner Hammond were talking before court this morning, and put a couple $100,000 in the parking lot, additional parking lot to come in on the side. On these weekends, I've drove through there, and it seems like we're about 80-90% capacity sometimes on parking. Have you got any feedback or?
I've gotten some feedback about probably a month ago that we were having an event, I think through Commissioner Dagley's office, and the parking lot was supposed to be used for I think kind of like a market in the day or something, or day on the market. And we had a little controversy there that day. So going forward, I've met with Commissioner Dagley's secretary, and I think it's coming up either this weekend or next weekend in November. We've canceled the tournaments for that weekend because we know how big that event is, and that lady and we we just canceled our tournament weekend. But on the weekends, if there's an event at the west side and tournament, it does cause a problem. So right now, what we're trying to reach out to a kid and find out what events going on, and then reach out to them and see how many parking spots they need up front. We've started marking those off, maybe giving them like 20 parking spots up front so they can load and unload. But yeah, I mean it is packed. But I think the new parking lot though would be great right coming in. I think you're right. There is some money for that. And when we're adding that new restroom now to the west side, I think we could run maybe a sidewalk from there and maybe make that another entrance. That would help out a lot. That parking.
Weekend voting tournament.
A lot of people in there, Heather.
Lots.
If our guys know, we've ordered cones and we've talked to Road and Bridge and we've ordered some barricades. If our guys know about it, our guys do a pretty good job. They'll mark off how many ever you need. So when there is parties or events at the west side, they'll reach out and say, hey, we need 20 spots. And we'll mark off the handicap spots for them. And our guys do a pretty good job of circling through the day to make sure that the community center does have preferred parking. But you're right. I mean, you get a tournament this weekend, like I think there's 40 teams this weekend, and they start Friday night. They play Friday night, all day Saturday, all day Sunday. So if there's an event there, it does cause an issue.
Well, and it's a double-edged sword for us because it's not only the parking, it's the 100-foot marker for an election site. At the same time, obviously, I believe in economic development, I see it daily, what goes on out there on the weekends, it's wonderful. But weekend voting is not going away for Chambers County. So it is a little bit.
Was that 2-3 weekends or 2 weekends?
It's one.
If you can just let us know, like next year, going
And I hate
forward.
to-
No, going forward, we can mark it off better. We can draw, where we can make everybody go enter, because right now everybody has to enter through one gate. We can make them enter through the other gate. And Darren and the guys that work for me, they're very good working with the tournament guys. And then the tournament has, like a text message to all their teams. And they go by what the tournament directors say. So
Like I said, I mean, thank goodness we have wonderful poll workers and wonderful voters that understand that balance of that economic development. It's just when they're on their cell phones, they're violating. It's just all those other issues.
The little things.
The little things.
Yes,
But
ma'am.
Yeah, absolutely.
anything coming up, just get with us and we can work together on that. Yes, ma'am.
Absolutely.
So no parking in that 100-foot.
Yeah, and it's
We
for
can work.
voters to park.
And Heather, we get that other parking lot in that, talked about a few moments ago, that's gonna be the permanent voter parking here, but
Are you talking about on the
Soon as you-
west side
yes.
of the building?
that's correct.
Yeah, that's great land. That's
Yeah, that's gonna be up in the parking lot. Yes, ma'am.
So we're about 100% off point here.
Yeah, and stay on point.
So how many, I'm just curious, how many public facilities do we have, city and county parks that are open to the public every day that have turf on them? Because every facility I've been to is locked down. So 100%, so there's no public access to any of that. And there's a reason for that. So, because the complexes cost a ton of money, so.
Are they private or public?
Yeah, they're all private, so Ford Park and Field of Dreams. And
Yeah, most of them are, you're right, most of them are turf.
Public facilities we have in the area that have turf on the field.
And
They're open
to
the public all the time.
In our county, we have none.
I know we don't in our county, but.
Other counties, I mean, I've talked to Chris Sadler in Harris County. They have a couple fields, but it's not a lot. You're right. You're definitely right about that. But again, the main thing that I see is that it's the local teams that are practicing on the fields at night. It's not just some random people coming out. So they're the ones that their kids are playing in the leagues. Their kids are playing in the tournaments. So, it's an upgrade to the community. And, I'm hopefully 95% or 99% of them will watch over it and, because it's turf and it's nice and we did it for them. So,
We are, and John and I met with the group the other day, we are proceeding forward, with getting security cameras on all our complexes.
yes, sir. All three complexes. I mean, there is some cons to it. It is hot during the summer. We definitely know that, but I mean, it's hot out there now. I mean, those select kids are going to play no matter what. I just think it makes for a better complex. And then, when people go away from us or when they after the tournament, then then they have some positive things to say about the turf. And I mean, it's just nice. I mean, to be honest, I mean, it's just, I think it'll be a major upgrade. For us.
All right, speaking of election, great job by you and your staff.
Thank you, Heather.
Thank you. Let's finish this item and then I'd like to make.
Okay, that'll work. Let's vote on this. Have a motion.
Yes.
First by Commissioner Gore, second by Commissioner Todd.
I got one comment.
Go ahead.
I'm literally walking down a fence right now, trying to figure out how I feel about this. I think this is just going to go out for bid. Before we approve a company to do this, I'm going to definitely have a lot more questions.
100%
to approve this.
Because $1 million is a lot.
Let me finish, John.
Okay, I'm sorry.
There's Commissioner Hammond has a lot of. I mean, I understand his passion for it. I have a lot of questions. I get what you're saying. You have employees there during tournaments, but you don't have employees there at 6:30 at night, Monday through Friday, all the time. And policing coaches, policing gum, policing sunflower seeds, it's an endless task. And I'll have a lot of questions for whoever the contractor is that maybe wins the bid before I vote to approve the bid, because I'm just not sold. I really like the idea. Then part of me says I like the idea for Anahuac. I mean, I know going to Cactus Jack's or Casa Julia on a weekend and how many shirts I see in the restaurants from teams playing. So I do understand the small business aspect that it's going to create. And if we do this in Anahuac, what's that going to do on Friday, Saturday, and Sundays to these small restaurants and these other folks that have business in town? And that may be a really, really big boom for downtown Anahuac. I mean, it really will be. It will be impactful. So it's a decision. Maybe it's good for Anahuac. It's not good for the West Side Complex. I don't know where I feel about it, but I'm going to approve. I mean, I just want to say this is to go out for an RFP, just kind of like the Bradford House. But I do have concerns. I just want the court to know that, and John, you to know that I'm going to have a lot of questions for the contractors, or whenever we get down that road. So I'd like it on a regular agenda item next time because I'm going to have a lot of questions.
And John, I'm gonna piggyback off Brian too. I mean, the turf is, sounds good, looks good, it's clean line. But once again, I want to see the numbers. Right.
And right now, we're simply going out for it.
Yeah, just an RFP.
That's all we're doing.
So right now, just go out for an RFP to all the fields, because I expect us to get probably 8 bids. And $1 million sounds like a lot, but when it comes to first, can we even do it for $1 million for 4 bids? Maybe, might be 2 or 3 companies, but big boys in the industry, they get with. You can't do it for $1 million. But, it depends on what company comes. I think there's going to be more to the. We weren't even looking at this. We weren't going to mess with that because you got something down. I mean, it was like 3 months at least. Put it down all.
All right, got a motion and a second. Those in favor? Opposed?
No.
Motion carries, 1 nay. Anything else, precinct 3?
No, sir.
Precinct 4.
No, I have 4 items, 19, 30, 31, 32, and 33. Just, Judge, they're all items that are just enhancing the City of Beach City Park addition. Thanks, John, for going out for RFPs. We still have some planning to do with Road and Bridge just to get some surveys done, but I'm glad to see that moving forward. And just to note that these 4 bids on here, there will be an additional parking area as part of this project. So I know it's part of one of these items, but just that's really big for the area too, because we run out of parking. And you have no idea how happy I am to see a restroom at that facility, because when my son was playing t-ball using a porta can, 13 years ago, it wasn't fun. And I'm ready for restrooms to be at that park. So thank y'all.
They didn't go behind the tree?
Oh yeah, some of them did.
All right. No other questions? I'll entertain a motion to approve.
So moved, Judge.
Second.
Motion by Commissioner Tice, second by Commissioner Hammond. All in favor? Opposed? Motion carries. We got any executive session now? Yes. Okay, yeah, we did.
Almost.
Yeah. All right, 10:25, we will recess the executive session. Under personnel.
Heavily.
Sorry. Sale, purchase of real property, FMLA extension request, and we won't recess yet. Go ahead, Ellen. Just a copy.
Thank you. We had approximately, and I'm gonna put this in a report for posterity, that on Friday when we have the canvas,
What time's the meeting, Friday?
10 o'clock.
10 a.m. Friday.
Had approximately 25,000. It's
25.
we raised most of that through early voting. I cannot express enough gratitude to the teamwork that it takes to get this job done in the presidential election. Commissioner Court, you were wonderful in giving us the resources we need. IT was amazing. We participated in a pilot program through the Secretary of State's office, through a Senate bill that was passed last session, to live stream the event for Central County. Obviously, we had some great things about it. We have some challenges that we need to work on still. Emergency management. The emergency management for T-Down himself reached out to me the night before. Ryan Hoseppel was amazing. We started working on that planning 6 months out from everything from a catastrophic situation in the country or in the state. Ryan helped so much with all of that planning. Road and Bridge, our public information officer pushing information out. Our poll workers were so kind and polite, and they're voters of ours all, and the voters themselves, my staff, Lauren, HR with payroll. It just goes on and on and on. And we are so blessed that we work well together in this county. Just absolutely filled with pride on election night. Had no issues. So nice to, not have any enthusiasts giving us issues at the polls. It was just what I would call a very successful election. We're growing. In the report, I'm going to put in there our registered voter numbers from 2016 to 2020, 2024. So it was just a great day in Chambers County, a great 2 weeks of early voting. I appreciate everybody's help in making it such a success. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you. You wanna run over to Arizona, help them out a little bit?
Yeah, they have trouble
They have
counting.
different laws than we, so.
Did you know what percent we voted?
67, 68.
Yeah, we've got some military coming in, and of course, we've gone through the provisional amount, so it looks between 67 and 68% of all registered voters.
That's great. Yeah, that is awesome.
All right, so it's 10:29, and we will recess. All right, we'll come to order after executive session, 11:19 a.m. And no action out of executive session. So 11:19, we are adjourned.
Thank you, Judge.